Howdy folks, it's your boy, and holy smokes, am I a meteorite right now? Cause I'm coming in hot with another banger of a video for you. As you might have guessed, this is a tutorial on how to come out of the closet. Coming out of the closet means to announce your LGBTQI2S+ identity to other people for the first time. It's just a metaphor, so you're not coming out of a literal closet. When we're born, and pretty much for the rest of our lives after that, it is generally assumed that we are not members of the LGBTQI2S+ community unless we state otherwise. Coming out is important because it is the first way to tell people that we are, in fact, members of the LGBTQI2S+ community.
But Sturgeon, what if I am not a member of the LGBTQIA2S+ community? What if I never need to come out of the closet? Why should I watch this super cool video?
Great question! Let's talk about that! If you are not a member of the LGBTQI2S+ community, congratulations, you will never have to come out. You are now a secret agent, and the following information you are about to hear may alter your perception of reality. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go undercover and proceed watching this video to gain knowledge about what it is like for members of the LGBTQI2S+ community to come out of the closet. Agent, you will encounter these individuals in question throughout your life. There is no avoiding them. Recent studies show that they are super cool. In several seconds, our forces will allow you to infiltrate into the LGBTQIA2S+ data records, and you must discover what valuable intel lies within the vault. Good luck on your mission, soldier. Even if you are not a member of the LGBTQIA2S+ community and you will never come out of the closet, it can be really helpful to understand what your friends who are in the LGBTQIA2S+ community go through and think about when they come out, because it is inevitable that people will come out to you in your life. I highly recommend you first check out my super cool video on how to support a friend who comes out to you, because this video is sort of like a part 2 to that. All you need is a basic level of understanding about these topics and to respect members of the LGBTQI2S+ community just like you would respect anyone else. You do not have to go to college to double major in gay and transgender. And now we're ready to dive right into it. Tip number 1, you can't come out to everyone. This is definitely the hardest point on here, and it can really hurt sometimes, and that is okay. Even today, most people in the world do not accept the LGBTQI2S+ community. There are going to be people in your life who do not share the same views and beliefs that you do, and that is totally normal. I really wish that there was a super cool life hack that would just eliminate homophobia, transphobia, and queerphobia, but honestly, there isn't, so the safest thing to do is just try to avoid it. Always prioritize your safety. In fact, that is so important. I'm going to make that its own little bonus point on here that we're going to keep in mind for all of the other points. Always remember to put safety above everything else on here. You see what I did there? If you think anyone in your life, a parent, friend, teacher, colleague, boss, anyone might hurt you if you tell them you are LGBTQI2S+, do not tell them. This can be called staying in the closet or going stealth depending on the situation. Going stealth means you choose not to come out again in a new place, and while it may be difficult, it can be a useful tool when moving to a new location or starting a new job. This is especially common for transgender people. For example, I'm out of the closet as a transgender man, but when I go to certain places, I just don't tell people that I'm transgender, and I just tell them that I'm a man. If I told them I was a woman, that would be me staying in the closet, because that is not my correct identity. But because I am a man, I'm just passing as a cisgender man. This means I'm going stealth. This can be really cool, and it absolutely feels like I'm a secret agent incognito, even though it's just me being the gender that I am. Being in the closet means you are not telling them your true identity, and it can really hurt because it's hard to not be your full self, especially when it feels like you're deceiving your loved ones. But you should be the judge of the situation yourself. If you think it's safer inside the closet, don't come out and tell certain people you are LGBTQI2S+.
But Sturgeon, how can I tell if someone will react negatively if I come out before I choose to come out to them? Wow, that's another great question.
A helpful trick is to bring up a topic related to the LGBTQI2S+ community and see how they respond. Consider mentioning a celebrity or friend who identifies as LGBTQI2S+. If they respond negatively, that is a sign you might want to be cautious coming out to them. If they respond positively, you may be able to come out to them safely. Remember to always prioritize your own safety. This is not a swimming pool where a lifeguard will immediately save you if something bad happens. If you do come out and something dangerous happens, leave the situation and find somewhere safe. If it becomes violent, remember you can call 911. Some other helpful numbers to know that I will also put in the description of this video are the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, which is 988, and the Trans Lifeline, which is 877-565-8860. The Trans Lifeline is a crisis hotline run entirely by and for transgender people. You know, another helpful number? Tip number 2. Have a plan. Do whatever works best for you. If you are someone who prefers communicating via text, text them. If you like reading from or memorizing a script, prep that epic monologue. Attention, esteemed colleagues. First of all, thank you for all gathering here. Today is scheduled. The topic of today's meeting, your boy is gay. If you just want to rock your improv skills, dude, go nuts. Hey bro, can you pass a mustard? Oh, by the way, I'm gay. Tip number 3, which is sort of an extension to tip number 2, expect it not to go perfectly well. Ideally, it should, because everyone deserves to be loved and respected as the humans they are, but people are complicated, and that's okay. This connects to the first point about safety. If it gets really bad, remember to leave the interaction and call for help if you need it. But even if it isn't crazy dangerous, it can still be confusing, awkward, and not fun. Story time with Sturgeon! I remember when I first came out of the closet to my dad as a transgender man, he said he was confused and surprised, and he said he never thought of me as a guy. It made sense that he never saw me like that, since I'd grown up my entire life with him, saying I was a different gender, but it really hurt to have it be stated so obviously like that. Since then, he has come to accept me 1000% as a super cool trans gay man, and he has made an epic cameo in my last video. Shout out to my dad. Tip number 4, tell people who you know will be supportive first. This could be your closest friends or especially other members of the LGBTQI2S+ community. Choose people who you know will react positively because it feels awesome to have a hype squad and everyone deserves to be hyped up. Hey, transgender friend, guess what? I'm transgender too. Yo, I'm gonna put the hype in hypothermia cause that sounds so freaking cool! If you don't know anyone who is in the LGBTQI2S+ community and aren't 100% sure if any of your close friends or family members will be supportive, you can consider telling online safe spaces. However, you should only do this as a last resort and be extremely cautious interacting with strangers on the internet at all times. Trevorspace, which I will also link in the description of this video, is an easy, relatively safe way to connect to others in the LGBTQI2S+ community online, but you have to be 13 to 24 years old and still be extremely cautious. Never tell anyone your address or any other personal identifying information, and if you are under the age of 18, never agree to meet up with anyone who you meet online in person. It is important to feel that validation and hype when you first come out, but always prioritize your safety above everything else. In fact, one of the main reasons why I make these videos is because sometimes when you don't have access to other helpful, important content related to the LGBTQIA2S+ community and all this good stuff, the internet can be the last resort for a lot of people, but you need to understand how to do that safely and always prioritize your own personal safety above anything else. Tip number 5, be prepared to answer questions. Not all questions will be respectful, and it's okay to set boundaries. You do not have to answer every question they ask you. Some questions could be easily answered by a quick Google search. What does transgender mean? What is a pronoun? Why are pride flags important? Some might be more about your background. How long have you felt this way? Do you think this is why you never liked wearing dresses as a kid? Is this why you make so many gay jokes? Some questions might be more about your future plans. How will you tell your grandpa? Will you ever get married? Will you take hormone replacement therapy? Do you think you'll ever go stealth? Of course, there will also be questions about your life in the present. Does this mean you have a boyfriend? Who else have you told? And some questions might be about how they can help support you. Is there anything I can do to help? Are there any behaviors that I should stop doing? How would you like me to tell other people? Then unfortunately, there will likely be ignorant questions that may hurt to hear. How could you disrespect our family like this? Who told you this was okay? Expect and prepare for a wide variety of questions, and also expect to hear questions you are still unprepared for. This is not a math test, so it is totally fine to not know the answer or just not feel like saying the answer. Your safety isn't usually at risk during a math test, so remember, coming out tip number 1, prioritize your safety. Tip number 6, make clear requests. This is your moment. Take charge. Buddy, this is your life. You gotta grab that steering wheel firmly at 9 and 3. Adjust the seat and mirrors for optimal visibility. Put on that seatbelt and own the road. This may include requesting a new name, pronouns, or change in other behaviors so that you feel more comfortable and supported as the identity that you are. Because that is what you deserve. This might include requests such as, please call me Sturgeon and refer to me with he, him pronouns. Please stop making gay jokes unless they are actually funny. Use your gosh dang turn signal. For legal reasons, this video does not condone any type of road rage, especially throwing loose change out of a moving car. There is no right or wrong way to come out of the closet, and regardless of how you choose to do it and how much you plan ahead, something unexpected will almost always happen. It never goes perfectly, and it always takes more than just one conversation because people are complicated and that's okay. Humans aren't like robots where you can just change one setting and without any questions or confusion, their behaviors will change automatically. It takes patience and it may never happen. It is also unfortunately very common for people to not be able to decide when they are taken out of the closet and their LGBTQI2S+ identity is revealed. Sometimes people's diary entries can be found or other personal boundaries can be crossed and they can be outed before they are ready. This can really hurt and it can feel like their lives are turned upside down. Always remember the first point, prioritize your safety and do whatever you need to feel safe. Coming out of the closet has been the hardest thing I've ever done, and for years I remember thinking that I would just never have the strength to do it. But I can promise you, with a Sturgeon 1000% seal of approval, that eventually things will get better after you come out. It may not be that same day, it may not be that same year, but one day we'll all wake up and realize how far we've come and how awesome it feels to live a life true to your own identity. Dude, I cannot wait for you to feel that good.